Hi everyone, this question is from PSLE 2019 paper 1. So in paper 1, you can also have a pretty type of a tricky questions, just like this one. So let's go through this question involving fraction. Pupils in a school are put into two groups for a learning journey. 2/5 of the pupils are in group A and the rest are in group B. 1/4 of the pupils in group A are girls. In the school, 3 out of 10 of the pupils are girls. So what fraction of the pupils in group B are girls? Now, this question is pretty tricky, okay, because they are testing your understanding of fractions of the total compared to fractions of a subset, right? Subset means a fraction of a small group. Okay, so it means they are testing you on the part whole concept. Okay, a fraction of the whole is different from a fraction of the part. Okay, let me explain what I mean by that, okay? So they say that in school, it's break up into group A and group B, and 2 out of 5 of the pupils are in group A. Okay, that means this will be 2 out of 5. So can you tell me what is a fraction in group B? It's simply just 3 out of 5. Okay, how to get 3 out of 5? You take 1 minus 2 out of 5, you get 3 out of 5. Okay, understand? Okay, now they say that 1/4 of the pupils in group A are girls. Okay, do take note. This 1/4 is not of the total number of pupils. It's only of the pupils in group A. Understand? So this 1/4 is of the group A only. So we got to do branching. Okay, let's branch out. So out of these 2/5, 1/4 of them are girls. So therefore the boys will be 3/4. Okay, you understand? Alright, because you take 1 minus 1/4, you get 3/4. Okay, so to double check, you take this plus this, you must get back 1 whole. Alright, so now, can we find a fraction of the whole school who are girls from group A? You can, right? Right, because the branches are connected. Okay, means you got a times. You take 2 out of 5 times 1 out of 4. Okay, when you times together, you cancel away the 2 and 4. So 2 times 5, you get 10. You get 1 out of 10. Okay, in other words, 1 out of 10 of the total students are actually girls from group A. Can you understand the difference? Okay, so 1 out of 10 of the total students are girls from group A. So now, the question also says that 3 out of 10 of the total students are girls. Okay, so to find a fraction of girls who are from group B, you take the total fraction of the pupils who are girls, minus away the fraction of the pupils who are girls from group A. Okay, so you take this minus this, you get 2 out of 10, and this can be simplified to 1 out of 5. Okay, you understand? Okay, so in other words, 1 out of 5 of the total pupils are actually girls from group B. Okay, so now what does the question want? They want what fraction of the pupils in group B are girls. Okay, that means out of these group B pupils, what fraction are actually girls? Okay, so from here, we got to work backwards. Okay, we know that the fraction of the pupils who are girls, okay, times this fraction will give you 1 out of 5. Okay, remember, right, when you take this times the fraction who are girls, it will give you the fraction of the total students who are girls from group B. Okay, so when you take this fraction times 3 out of 5, get 1 out of 5. Okay, to find the fraction of girls who are from group B, you take 1 out of 5, divide by 3 out of 5. Okay, because you're working backwards. Okay, so to change divide the terms, you got to reverse this fraction, become 5 over 3. Then you cancel that 5 and 5, so the answer is 1 out of 3. Okay, so as you can see, this question is a pretty tricky question. Okay, because you need to be very clear on the differences between a fraction of a part compared to a fraction of a whole. Hi everyone, let's explore the next tricky question from the PSLE 2019. And this question is taken from the paper 2. Okay, and involves a volume, right? It also involves cubes. Okay, so let's read the question first. Jack has 8 identical large cubes and some identical small cubes. He packed all the cubes tightly into a rectangular box such that the cubes of the same size are stacked on top of each other. Okay, the box is filled to its brim exactly. The figure below shows the first layer of cubes packed into the box. Okay, so can you understand the question? Okay, we have a rectangular box over here. Okay, and we are given the first layer of cubes, right? Which you can see, right? There are 2 large cubes and 6 small cubes in the first layer. Okay, in total, right, the question actually says that there are 8 of these large cubes. Okay, in other words, over here there are 2, so there are 6 more of them. And also, right, the question gives us an important clue. Okay, the question says that the cubes, right, will actually fill the box up to the brim exactly. Right, exactly means there are no gaps in between. Okay, this is very important keyword, okay? Exactly means there are no gaps inside the rectangular box. Okay, it means everything fits nicely inside. Okay, there are no gaps inside. Alright, so now you need to use your visualization skill, okay? Let's observe the relationship between the large cube and the small cube. Okay, can you see that 2 large cubes, can you count 1 and 2, is exactly the same as 3 small cubes? Can you see? Okay, that's because 2 large is equal to 3 small. Okay, so we can see if you look from the top view, that means from the top you look down, okay, this will be what you see, right? 2 large equals to 3 small. Okay, and of course over here there are 3 more over here, so in total there are 6 small cubes. So this is how you see from the top view. And now, what happens if you see from the front view? Will it be the same? Yes, it will be the same, right? That's because the cubes are all equals in the size. Okay, visualize. In other words, if you see from the front view, right, that means if you see from here, you only see the first layer. Okay, but if you stack up another large cube on top, okay, then here we'll have 4 more small cubes. Okay, let me explain that again, okay? That's because 2 large equals to 3 small, okay, based on the diagram. So if you stack up 1 more large cube on top, okay, you will have 3 small cubes over here. Alright? Okay, so now you got to ask yourself, okay, each row of large cube contains 2. Okay, can you see 1 and 2? So imagine now we are looking at the front view now, okay? Alright, so if you have 8 large cubes, okay, in total you have 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's because 4 times 2 give you 8 large cubes. Okay, so 4 large cubes in total will give you a total of 6 layers of small cubes here. Alright, so how do you get 6 layers? That's because 2 large equals to 3 small. So 1 large will be equals to 1.5 small. Okay, so 4 large will be equals to 6 small. Alright, so to have 8 large cubes, you will need to have 4 layers of large cubes. And 4 layers of large cubes will give us exactly 6 layers of small cube. Alright, so you have 6 layers of small cube. And we know that 1 layer of small cube contains 6. So 6 layers of small cubes will be 6 times 6. And the answer is 36 for part A. Can you see this question is pretty tricky, right? Because it's testing you on your visual spatialization skill. Okay, you must try to visualize, okay, by looking at the top view as well as looking from the front view. Okay, so part A is a tricky one. Okay, I hope that you can understand this. Part B is the more straightforward one. Okay, they say that the volume of the box is 4032 cm cube. Okay, that's the volume of the entire box. And they say that the volume of the 8 large cubes is 3 out of 7 of the whole box. So to find the 8 large cubes, you take 3 out of 7 times 4032, you get 1728 cm cube. Alright, so to find the rest of the small cubes, which are 36 of them, okay, that's the answer from part A. You will be the whole volume minus away all the large cubes. You get 2304 cm cube. Okay, so this is the volume of 36 small cubes. So to find one small cube, you take this, divide by 36, you get 64 cm cubed. Alright, so to find the length, you're going to ask yourself, right? What times what times what give you 64? Okay, the answer is 4. Okay, and the shortcut is basically you cube root. Okay, this one is you can press calculator, you can find the cube root button. Okay, cube root means it's asking what times what times what gives 64. Okay, so when you cube root, you should get a final answer of 4 cm, and that will be the length of one edge of the small cube. Hi everyone, welcome back. We're going to go through a challenging PSLE Math question. This question appears in the 2019 PSLE Math paper. Right, in case you're not aware, the 2019 Math paper is quite famous because it was exceptionally difficult. Right, it was so difficult that many of the students came out of the paper crying, and there were even reports that parents start writing to our minister to complain how tough the paper is. Alright, so we are going to go through 3 very famous questions from the 2019 PSLE Math paper, which are the 8 tarts question, then the circle question, followed by the patterns question. Alright, so let's go through the 8 tart question first. Jamie and Oliver used $61.20 each to buy some 8 tarts. Jamie has a 15% discount coupon and brought 6 more 8 tarts than Olivia. For part A, we want to find how many 8 tarts did Jamie buy. Alright, so let's understand the question first, okay? So each of them got this amount of money and they want to buy 8 tarts. And because Jamie has a 15% discount, so therefore, with the discount, she's able to buy 6 more 8 tarts than Olivia. Okay? But you gotta take note, okay? Both of them actually spend the same amount of money in the end. Alright? So to help us understand the question, let's draw a model. Alright, so Jamie in total has $61.20. We do not know how many 8 tarts she buy, but we know that with the 15% discount coupon that she have, she's able to buy 6 more 8 tarts. Alright, so can you understand? So this whole model stands for 100%, and with the 15% discount that she get, she's able to buy 6 more 8 tarts. And in total, she spent $61.20. Okay, so we have to use this 15% represent 6 8 tarts. Alright, so how to find 1%? 1% will be 6 divided by 15, right, which is 0.4 8 tarts. Okay, and since Jamie spent all her money to buy the 8 tarts, right, you need to find 100%, so you just take 0.4 times 100, you will get 48 tarts. Okay, so that will be the total 8 tarts that Jamie bought. And now for part B, to find the cost of an 8 tart without the discount. Alright, so what do we do? Alright, the shortcut is you find Olivia 8 tarts first. Right, because Jamie brought 6 more 8 tarts than Olivia. Olivia 8 tarts will be 40 minus 6, which is 34. And because Olivia also used the same amount of money, so to find the amount without discount, you simply take this amount, divide by 34, you get $1.80. Alright, so that will be the cost of the 8 tart without a discount. Okay, or what is the other method? The other method is slightly longer. Alright, you find the discounted price, which is you take the amount that Jamie spent, divide by the total 8 tarts that she bought. So this divided by this, you get $1.53. Okay, but remember, right, this price is after the 15% discount. So to find the price without discount, you gotta take this price, divide by 85. Okay, why 85? Because 100 minus 15 is 85%. Alright, so you take this, divide by 85, divided times 100, you should get the same answer of $1.80, which is the original price without the discount. Hi there, welcome back. Let's go through another challenging question from the 2019 PSLE Math paper. Right, so this question involves 5 identical semicircles arranged as shown. Right, we want to find the diameter of one circle. Okay, so over here we got 5 of them, right, which are identical. Then over here is 22, 12, 16, 12 and 22 cm. Right, we want to find a diameter, right, which is the length over here, okay, of one of the semicircle. Alright, so I'm sure many teachers have many methods of doing this. Alright, some teachers actually teach the cut and paste method. Right, but I find that method to be pretty confusing. So the method which I like most, and I thought to be the most simplest, is to actually use units to represent a diameter, and then we draw model, right, to denote the whole length from here to here. Okay, so let me repeat that again. Right, we let 1 unit be the diameter of each semicircle. Alright, then we look at the length from here to here. Right, so let's look at the top first, right? When you look at the top, we can see that 1 unit plus 12 plus 1 unit plus 12 plus 1 unit is the length from here to here, right? Then you look at the bottom. When you take 22 plus 1 unit plus 16 plus 1 unit plus 22 is also the same length from here to here. Correct? So what can we do? Right, we can actually form an equation. Alright, so how do you form an equation? Right, when you add up the top row, right, when you take this plus this plus this plus this plus this, you get 3 units plus 24. And when you add up the second row, right, you will get 2 units plus 60. Okay, and since we know that the lengths are the same, right, so therefore you can form an equation which is 3 units plus 24 is equals to 2 units plus 60. Can you understand? Alright, this involves a bit of algebra, okay, because you're using algebra to solve this equation. Alright, so you bring the 2 unit over, you get 3 unit minus 2 unit. Then you bring the 24 over. When you bring over the plus, you get a minus. Okay, so therefore 1 unit will be 60 minus 24, which is 36 cm. Alright, so that will be the diameter of one circle. Hi there, let's go through the pattern question for the 2019 PSLE Math paper. Alright, many students find this question to be very tough. Alright, I don't deny that, but I think it's only the part C that's a killer question, okay? So out of the 5 marks, you should be able to get the first 3 marks, right? Because the part A and part B are pretty manageable. But the part C, I agree that is indeed quite tough. Okay, so let me share with you our method of solving this question, okay? So over here, we have 4 figures. Figure 1 has only 1 white triangle. It doesn't have any grey triangles. While figure 2 has 1 white and 3 grey. So the total will be 4 triangles. Then same thing, okay, for figure 3 and figure 4, the numbers are given. Alright, we want to fill in a table for figure 5. Okay, and we are given the last row, which is the total number of triangles for figure 5. Okay, so obviously the most direct method to solve this is to draw figure 5, right? You just need to insert one more row below, right, which is the white triangles, right? You can see, right, the black triangles you don't add anymore. You just need to insert the white triangles below, and then you got to count the number of triangles, and you should get the same answer. Okay, but what is the shortcut? The shortcut is actually to spot the pattern. Okay, so what is the pattern over here? You can see the difference over here is 1, right? 1 minus 0 give you 1. Then 3 minus 1 give you 2. 6 minus 3 give you 3. 10 minus 6 give you 4. So can you make a guess what would the difference be here? Yes, the difference will be 5. Right, so the number over here is the same as the number over here. Okay, so that's the first pattern that you must observe, okay? Which is the difference between the white and grey triangles is basically the same as the figure number. Can you understand? Okay, and what is the second pattern? Alright, the second pattern is when the figures are odd, right, which is a 1, 3, and 5. Can you tell me, are the white triangles more or are the grey triangles more? The answer is the white triangles are more than the grey triangles. Right, this is important, okay, because later on you will know how to solve this question. Alright, so for figure 5, since it's an odd figure, it means that the white triangles will be more than the grey triangles by 5. Can you understand? Okay, on the other hand, if the figure is even, it means that the grey is actually more than the white triangles. Alright. And lastly, alright, we know that the gray plus white equals the total. Okay. And the total triangles is basically the square of all the figure numbers. Can you see? 1 times 1 give you 1, 2 times 2 give you 4, 3 times 3 give you 9, 4 times 4 give you 16, and 5 times 5 give you 25. Alright, so with all these patterns in mind, can you tell me how to find the white and gray triangles? Right, very simple. Right, since we know that the white is more than the gray by 5, to find the gray triangles, you gotta take the total triangles minus 5 and then divide the answer by 2. Okay, so 25 minus 5 is 20, then 20 divided by 2 give you 10. Okay, so to find the white triangles, you just take 10 plus 5, you get 15. Alright, so this is how we find the white and gray triangles. On the other hand, you can also spot a pattern over here. You can see that the gray triangles repeats itself. Right, same thing for the white triangle also repeats itself, right? So obviously here should be 10 because it repeats itself. Then to find the white, you simply do 25 minus 10, you get 15. Alright, so that's another way of doing this question also. Okay, and now for part B, to find the total number of white and gray triangles of figure 250. Right, do you draw until figure 250? You cannot, okay? I heard some students they actually did that in the exam. Okay, but I don't think that would be a wise idea because this number is too big. Okay, so to find the total number of triangles, as I mentioned, this number over here is basically the square of this number. Alright, so you just take 250 times 250, right? You'll get a total triangles, which is 62500. Alright, and now for part C. This is a killer question. To find the percentage of the gray triangles in figure 250. Right, in order to find the percentage of the gray triangles, we will need to find the number of white triangles and the gray triangles also. Alright, so how do you find the white triangles and gray triangles? Okay, first of all, you got to notice that this figure is an even number. So even number means what? Even number means the gray triangles is more than the white triangles by 250. Okay, why is that so? Because we know the difference will be equals to the figure number. So therefore, we can draw the model, right, which is the gray triangles is more than the white triangles by 250. And we also know that the total triangles is actually the part B answer, which is 62500. So now with this model, can you find the number of gray and white triangles now? It should be quite straightforward to you now, right? So to find the white triangles, you take the total minus 250, then divide by 2, you get 31125. Then the gray triangles will be this plus 250, you get 31375. So to find the percentage, what do? You take the gray triangles, divide by the total triangles, then times 100%. Okay, you'll get 50.2% after pressing your calculator, and that will be your final answer.